Well, my most recent outdoor study right there, you can see it's up on my screen. It was about the three logical fallacies of atheism, and it was a study that I did truly to see atheists get saved, get out of their foolish system that they are in. But it was also kind of an experiment. And I wanted to see what would happen if I made a comment about, the fact that atheists are wicked and immoral people, and that, they're going to fill up the comment section with profanity. And I thought to myself, I bet you there's going to be a lot that don't, just to try and prove that they can be moral without God. And of course that has been proven to be very true. A lot of them put very clean comments. There are some that did put profanity, just as I knew that they would. There are some very immature, young, what I call evangelical atheists that are out there to spread their religion, very militant, and they get a great kick out of blaspheming God and using profanity and whatever else. The Bible says don't do it, and these little children will do it. So, it was basically an experiment. And I did preach it, and I hope that some get saved, have enough intelligence to get saved. But I wanted to see, too, how many people would actually watch it and actually be able to answer what I was really trying to bring through with that study. And, I was surprised in some ways, and in other ways I wasn't really surprised about the fact that so many of these atheists apparently have the attention span of a 3-year-old, I can't possibly watch something that's over an hour in length. Well, I can guarantee you that they're watching Hollywood movies and television shows that are well over an hour in length. I mean, please, I can't watch something that's an hour in length. It's too long. The attention span's that short, huh? Looking down through the comments, I saw another thing which was proved, another theory that I had, and that is that these people aren't really truly trying to find truth. I think some might, but the majority of them, they hate God. And it's so funny because it comes out in their writing. I looked at a lot of the comments, and I don't think I saw any of them that actually capitalized G, God. And it's very funny because that's actually in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4 in your King James Bible. Lowercase g, God, is Satan, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. Proving that the atheists, that's their real God. He's blinded their minds. Satan is their God. And if you study their book back in the book of Genesis, the lie that Satan told Eve, he said, ye can be as gods, knowing good and evil. And that's exactly what atheists are. An atheist is truly, in the pure sense, a Satanist, a Satan worshiper. They worship, well, I can't say that they worship Satan per se and the person of Satan, but they go with, they follow his satanic philosophy. And, a lot of this stuff, you see them going back and forth, and they'll fight with Bible believers and things. And I saw some of you tried to witness to them. And, it's like, I get these, and they're like, I challenge you to a debate, and I challenge you to, answer me, and all this stuff. And I can prove this, and I can prove that. Well, you know what my Bible says? My Bible says in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 9, speak not in the ears of a fool. Fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. And see, what the atheists will do, this is classic, this is the way they've done this for years and years with my dealings with them. They will try to put all the burden of proof onto you. And they'll try to say, because we live by faith, the just shall live by faith, and we don't have any proof for our beliefs. And they very conveniently try to leave out all the things that they themselves have to believe to be an atheist. They don't want to talk about that. They'll just kind of, they'll throw up all these huge comments and everything. You have to answer every point I bring up. Why? They're fools. They're fools. I mean, you have people that believe that everything came from nothing accidentally, which defies the first law of thermodynamics. It defies known laws of science. Everything came from nothing accidentally, and life came from non-living matter. It's not possible. They believe a fantasy. They're crazy. They're crazy for sin. They love their sin, and they don't want to be convicted by Bible-believing Christians. And another proof of that is the fact that they will come out and very violently say you should be tortured, We should be re-educated, through torture. You have no right to teach your children, so they want to take our children, they want to shut us down, they want to murder us, thereby proving what we've been trying to say. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt, they are abominable. There's none that doeth good. Sure, absolutely. So, I can do more studies on the thing of atheists, and I can go in and answer every single one of their little criticisms, but why waste my time? You see, you truly cannot answer an atheist. One that's truly an atheist and has gone over and just, they've killed their conscience. They don't want anything to do with the Lord and everything else. They hate the Bible, hate the concept of the Bible. They hate God. They say, I saw that in the comments too, a lot of these atheists. I reject the concept of God. God would have to show himself to me personally, and he'd have to, basically bow to them for them to accept him. It's insanity. The thought of them coming as a broken sinner to God for salvation is just, it's beneath them. Absolutely insane. But you see, these types of people, they cannot be answered. Why? Because they're always going to come up with new questions. They don't want the answers. They want questions. Yea, hath God said. They follow Satan's philosophy, continually asking questions and questions and questions and questions. And you can waste your time with these people. That's what they try to draw you into doing. And, I said what I needed to say in my study, and there's not going to be anything more than that. I'm not going to have a ministry that's dedicated to answering Christian apologetics and stuff like that. I'm not going to waste my time on that. Hey, if you're an atheist and you reject Jesus Christ, you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn. And I'm not threatening you. I'm not the one that sends people to hell. I can't send you to hell. You send yourself to hell. And I don't control hell. God does. So if you have a problem, don't try to put me in jail. Don't try to shut down my channel, you narrow-minded bigot, you. Take it up with God. See? I'm not a threat to anybody. I believe the Bible. I'm not a threat. I'm not going to go out and kill anybody for my beliefs. Nope, not going to happen. Your problem's with God if you're an atheist. That's the whole thing. So, and it's funny because I looked in the comments again and it's like nobody brought up the fact of the Pope coming and addressing Congress. I even asked a couple of these atheists, what about the Pope coming and addressing Congress? Not a word. Why? I mean, if you're really truly an atheist and you're against religion and stuff, organized religion, wouldn't you be a little bit upset about the leader of one of the biggest religious cults in the world coming and addressing supposedly secular government? They don't care. Don't seem to have a problem with the Pope. I wonder why. And I wonder why the Roman Catholics have never persecuted atheists. Why would that be? The Roman Catholics had an Inquisition. The Dark Ages, they tortured Christians. They've slaughtered Jews, but they don't kill atheists. I wonder why. So, just an interesting little experiment the Lord prompted me to do there. Definitely learned a few things, and other things were just confirmed. It's the same old thing that I've dealt with for years with atheists. They are proud, egotistical, self-righteous sinners is what they are. And they're going to burn in hell. Not because I'm sending them there, not because I want them to go there, but because they themselves have rejected Jesus Christ. I saw this one and they were like, I would need to, to see God do something for me on a personal level. He sent his son to die for you. It doesn't get any more personal than that. You say, well, I reject it. Okay, then go to hell. Burn. I'm not sending you, but that's what the Bible says is going to happen. You say, I don't believe in that. You will. Oh, you will.